People can literally be friendly with you and not even like you sexually, or you may not just be that type, and you don't even know that, but you're quick to judge. Being a friendly person naturally, who is also righteous, is a double-edged sword. While some of us appreciate somebody else being friendly, and that's a tribe within us that we connect with, there are also some people who see friendly people as weak, as meek, as someone to take advantage of, as someone who's a pushover, as someone who's a flirt, just because you are friendly. And soon you go from being friendly to all sort of names and these all sort of perspectives that people have, because it's not you that they misunderstand. They just misunderstand the complete emotion of someone being friendly, because their idea of how they see people, of how they see relationships, of how people approach relationships is so phased and it is so flawed that every relationship that comes their way comes with an intention of fulfilling some kind of sexual or emotional or physical gain. How many times have you been in situations where you've been termed as, don't be too friendly, you're acting too friendly, or your friend says, yeah, she or he comes off as too friendly? So that is something that you need to ask yourself as to why can't you just be a good person, good people who hurt you. And therefore, for people like me who are friendly but also know when to draw your boundaries, and not everybody has access to you, but when you come across people, you're good to people. When you come across strangers, you're good to strangers. You are not so insecure in self that you project your insecurities in other, so that you start hating somebody else who has exactly what you want, consciously or subconsciously. And that's one thing I can say about non-friendly people who hate on friendly people openly. If you don't like friendly people, mind your business, do your thing, that's cool. But nobody is, oh my God, he's too friendly, she's too friendly, just because you are insecure. So why are you doing that? Ask yourself, check yourself. And if you are being friendly with malicious intent, it will come back to you anyways. You're not what I'm talking to. But if you're righteous and if you're good people, be good people. People have an issue if you're too friendly. You also have to be a WHORE, a flirt, or someone who has no boundaries. How is you being friendly equate having no boundaries or having no morals? Here I'm talking to men and women especially, who think that every man, every woman who talks to them wants to sleep with them or is attracted to them. It is not true. And you really need to have a look within yourself as to why do you need this validation from another female or a male just because they're friendly and you are so desperate to be wanted by somebody else. And in the same breath, friendly people pretend to be fake friendly when in reality they are bitter, they are sour, and they're haters. People pretend to be friendly as long as they can get into your pants, your bank account, and into your family, whatever, because these are homewreckers. So yes, friendly has different faces to it, but people who are actually friendly with the right intentions really do not have it easy in this time and age, because people anyways are very quick to judge, and people actually judge people who do not play games, and they just take life as it comes or as it goes, and these people like to be friendly. Unfortunately, many people term friendly people as people pleasers, and they just want us to like them. Who the hell are you and why are you so important? Many people do not even really care that you like them or not, but they're just friendly because they want to keep the internal environment clean. When the environment inside is clean, the energy around us is automatically of high vibration, and the interactions that we have with people is naturally friendly. But we can't control anybody and everybody who comes into our life. So sometimes we do attract people who are really small-minded, and their thinking is so linear that they directly go into, oh, I'm being flirted with. You're not being flirted with. Eventually, friendly people do see the facade that people carry around, and how people who actually are fake as fuck really blame friendly people to wanting attention, because they're naturally friendly, they're naturally charismatic, they're naturally secure, and so people naturally gravitate towards them. When you are iced out and when you are judged for something that comes very naturally to you, and if you are naturally somebody who likes to be good to people, and when people attack that can put you into hiding, that can also make you act out depending on how they can try to push your buttons, because these people do not have a friendly bone in them. They only pretend friendly, or they're just straight up bitchy man or woman. So when you come around who's actually secure with yourself and is humble and is good looking and is friendly, that's a no. That's a complete threat for these people, because you believe in being friendly and nice to people instead of you wanting to play games, to be bitchy for somebody to chase you and all of that. That is high school behavior, and that is not what a grown man, a grown woman with set goals and intentions for their own life and who they want to build it around has. And that's where the disconnect is, because a lot of friendly people are shut down and they're put in a box, unfortunately, by a lot of karmic negative people, which unfortunately has the majority of people with them, and therefore they turn their heads toward them and against you. Your friendliness is almost used as a weapon against you, and these people will then bring in their pride, their ego, and how they treat you, and psychologically they'll make sure that you see your friendliness as a low level emotion, and they have an upper hand on you because they feel them being bitchy and them being a user, or somebody who does not actually trust human relationships but they only use people, and these are users. They paint a picture of how they are above you subconsciously, and on a subconscious level now you start to really dislike this friendly side of you. And these are the type of people who are poison, because they suck the joy out of everyday life, because for them they are negative and they thrive in negative emotions. They surround themselves with negative people, habits, and you on the other hand are too positive or too friendly or just friendly. That is never going to be okay, because either you be sad with them, you be miserable with them, you be angry with them, you be vain like them with them, or whatever that is for that clique that you're trying to fit into. And if somebody does not appreciate your friendly behavior, you better get the hell out. Sometimes we are put in situations where we are in the receiving end of someone being too friendly. Now, if you have discernment, you exactly know who is genuine and who is righteous with their friendship and their friendly demeanor with you. And you also know that people have different shades, and somebody being friendly does not mean that they do not have a really dark side to them, and they also have different shades to them like you do. But unfortunately, because people are so used to carrying a facade around them like AI, that they want to have just one emotion when they're outside and multiple other emotions when they're inside. However, you don't live like that. You show what it is on the outside. Inside, people get what they get. And therefore, you probably have no friends or just have one friend. Because for you to be friendly, you should be on that vibe as well. Some people try to ape somebody else's vibe, but vibe is vibe. Energy is energy. You can't ape somebody else's vibe or energy. So your friendliness may just come out with a certain people, and it may not come out with some people. But when those certain people take your friendliness for granted, you're quick to put up your boundaries and you're quick to show them who is not being friendly anymore. And when you do that, you become a phony, you become a fake, you become their enemy. And that's when they make your life hell, to a point where you don't know what tomorrow holds. And this is all happening because of somebody so insignificant. And that's when you really need to understand who you're surrounding yourself with and what happens when you walk away from their life. Are these people who let people go easily, or are these people to lie on your name and to make your life hell when you're no longer friendly with them? One of the most painful people are men who think that women who are just speaking with them are actually wanting to get in bed with these men. And this can be reversed. There are a lot of women who also think just because a man is talking to them, oh, I'm the hottest shit. No. So if you are friendly, just be friendly. You don't need nobody's approval. And nobody needs to make you feel small about you being a friendly person when they are bitter as fuck. Let them be bitter berries, and you mind your own thing and go be friendly as you are, man or woman. And second of all, to all those people who take another man or another woman's friendly, not sexual attention to use that among your friends to go tell them, oh, I've been sexing her, I've been sexing him. You guys are fucking jokes, because honestly, people do not want to talk to you unless you must have approached them. And even if you guys were to share a conversation, that's all it was, a conversation. Get out of your head. And even if you want to be in your head, keep your thoughts in your head and keep people's name out of your mouth. And thirdly, if you don't like friendly people, then be with your clan and stick with them. See, when people are friendly, people can't fathom the fact that you also have boundaries. And when you have boundaries, people start to think that you are now being too bougie and you are too good for them. And unfortunately, people are too quick to check everybody else. People are too quick to check everybody who is trying to tell them to do the right thing, but they're too slow to check themselves. Have you ever sat with yourself and asked, why are you so bitter? And why do you not like the people who are actually low-key and who are actually easygoing, who actually do not appreciate the fact that they don't want to gossip and they don't want to be around people who are fake and bitter? And just because you are that, you want to hate on actual real people who are actually friendly and righteous, who may just have helped you be a better version of you, who may could have helped you heal. And a lot of time and energy has been wasted on people who refuse to see the light side of things. And even if they see the light side of things, they only want to have their last word as the last word, and it's probably always going to be negative. I have decided I'm not going to waste another minute with these people, and I do not want to be in their vicinity emotionally, mentally, spiritually, or physically, because these people are quick to judge others, and you know, as soon as you leave them, they're quick to judge you. And this is what they're going to do with everybody else they surround themselves with, who they call friends, family, lovers, whatever. Once loyalty is not there, once people do not have that integrity and that sensor within themselves, it is of no use to be in touch with them. They get enough attention already, and they've gotten enough attention from us at least. So at this point, focus on building a tribe with people who are actually friendly because they want to be nice to you and want to spread light. And of course, not faking that emotion, but just being real with you. And people who are just light-hearted, and people who do not want to thrive in the negative emotions or in what a bitter berry will lead and thrive. And so many times there are people with angel faces who are actually fucking demons. So make sure that you know who you're being friendly with, who's being friendly to you, and why they're being so friendly to you. Because for me personally, someone being too nice and too friendly 24/7 and having no other emotions, but just being friendly and nice all the time, is the biggest red flag, and it'll always backfire if you are not careful. So make sure you use your discernment when you are checking people. Check them at the door, and if you don't check them at the door, make sure you check in them if they're acting weird, if they're acting too friendly, and if that makes you uncomfortable, you voice that up. And you better voice it. And whoever makes you feel small about not being friendly with them anymore, you better give them the reason why. And if you don't want to give them the reason why, they already fucking know why. So you keep being friendly, keep being true to yourself, keep being true to God, be righteous, do good, and put a smile in somebody else's face if you can, because you want to. Don't get driven by these negative bitter berries. I love you.